Hi, welcome to the Rittner Floral School in Boston, Mass. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner, and it's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. We've got a very neat demo planned for you. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Time of the year, it's winter. It's just past Christmas. We want things that are seasonally appropriate. We want things that may feel a little Christmassy, but not necessarily totally Christmassy. We want things that feel like winter. And you guys know I love branchy stuff, and I've been playing with this stuff. This is called Winterberry. This stuff is neat stuff. I am very enthusiastic about this. I've been playing with this and coming up with all kinds of really cool results. It is available at this time of the year. It's showy. You know that I have a thing for branchy stuff. Just plain branchy stuff I like playing with. In the spring I like playing with branchy stuff that has flowers on it, flowering branches. And at this time of the year, I can't help myself when you come across something like this. The one thing that you do need to use caution with Winterberry, it is in the holly family, and therefore it is not meant to be ingested. It is purely for decorative use only, and therefore keep kids away from it, keep your pets away from it. It is purely for art, nothing more than that. But it is absolutely gorgeous, and if you are adventurous, you can have some fun with this stuff. And we're going to do something really neat with this today, and I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm going to take this, and you notice I have a rather contemporary container here, and I'm just about ready to go, and I'm going to take some of this stuff, and you're going to see we can come up with something fairly quick, fairly easy, using our Winterberry, because it doesn't take much. You can take this stuff, and as I say, it practically designs itself. You don't have to do a whole lot, and you can come up with a really cool effect. And you'll notice that I'm just taking some pieces of my Winterberry and I'm placing them at different angles. This design is automatically huge, and yet I haven't done very much. I've just used 3 pieces of Winterberry. This is why I get so excited about this stuff. It really works very nicely for us. I'm going to take another little piece and work it over here, so I can add a little piece over in here. And let's see, what else can I do? I could add another piece over to the other side, and I'm going to do that right over here. So I think you can see, my viewer, this stuff does not require a whole lot of TLC, and yet we can come up with something that is really interesting and really cool. Now, what else can I do with this? Obviously, I've got stuff going over here. What do I do in terms of the center part of the design? Well, I'm going to go with one of our favorite flowers. You never can go wrong with roses. And so I have some roses available. So let's take some of them and play with them. And I am going to create an area of interest coming down with my roses. And I've got one placed right here, which gives me an interesting effect. And then I'm going to place another rose, perhaps coming down a little closer. And I'm just going to cut this and place this one in here so that I have one coming down, so that our eye is really drawn in towards the center part of the arrangement. I'm going to place another rose coming out over on one side here, and still another. So I'm working my way in towards the center part of the arrangement. I think you can see why I love these materials. They're really fun, and they're really neat to play with. Now, what do we use for the center? Well, we also happen to have available to us around this time of the year some pretty amazing lilies. You can never go wrong with this particular flower. They're big, they're beautiful, they're showy. And I like the yellow color because it works kind of nicely with my gold. I could, if I wanted to, play with some millimeter balls in here, but rather than adding millimeter balls, I think it's fun to try to use something a little bit different. And you'll notice, my viewer, I've taken the pollen out because that way I don't have to worry about any pollen getting all over the place. And I'm just poking that right there and using that essentially as a focal point. And then let's just take another one of our roses and place another rose coming over here on this side. And I think you can see, my viewer, we've got something that's going on really nicely here. Now at this point, I could add more, but I think that this does it pretty nicely for us. I am going to take, however, a little bit of our sheet moss and using some number 20 wire, put a little sheet moss around here just to cover our mechanics. Another way that I could handle this is to use some of the black foam that they have now, which really blends very, very nicely into the background. I could have added a little bit of the moss prior to adding the lily here, but I'm being very careful and just working it around a little here, a little there. And of course, you want to make sure you cover the backside. As this is a one-sided piece, I'm using small pieces of wire. For those of us who are not sure what I'm sticking in here, small pieces of florist wire that are in U-shapes, and it's a heavy wire, so that I can use that to secure my moss in place. And I'm working it around. That covers our mechanics. So what do you think, my viewer? Quick, easy, and fun. The Rittner Floral School way. And look at what we've come up with. This is not a tiny design, and yet we've done it using this winterberry stuff. It is absolutely amazing. A few pieces of winterberry, a lily, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roses. And we've come up with something that's pretty nice. This could be used in a bay window, it could be used in an entry area, it could be used on a mantle, all kinds of things you can do with this. And it does give definitely a wintry kind of feeling, a festive feeling, and it's really fun stuff to play with. So go out, get some of this winterberry stuff, see what you have lying around, or see what you see at your local flower shop or your local supermarket, get a few flowers, and play with this stuff. I think you're going to find it's lots of fun. On behalf of all of us here at Rittners Floral School, I want to thank you for coming in and visiting with us today. Again, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner. We appreciate your coming into our classroom. Come and visit us again. Thank you.